What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim's Sports Talk. And today we have another episode of Skins in the Game. I'm Tim. That over there is J-Dubs. How you doing today, J-Dubs?
Doing good. Living large.
Living large. Bod's already in the chat. Wasn't going to miss this today. We went out for dinner last night. Missed the bloody film review. Yep, you missed a good one. You really should reevaluate your life if you're going to go out to dinner with your wife on film review day. How dare ye? I can't believe you did that. But anyway, all right. Well, it's the end of the year episode here. Well, end of this, obviously, the NFL season
End
year.
of the
We just had
NFL
last
year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Washington, of course, did not make the playoffs, but they did beat Dallas. We'll go over that. We'll go kind of over the season in review. What do we think about it as a whole? Of course, Scott Turner was fired. Who could be maybe the next one? Stuff like that. What's our wish list for the offseason will be something we talked about. And, of course, we'll hop into the NFL predictions with the playoffs and who's our early Super Bowl pick and things like that. And what'll to end it. But as we start every show, we have the dad joke of the
Well,
week.
by the way, I lost to pick them by 2 points, so I was sad about that. But okay, so the dad joke.
Mm-hmm.
A pirate walks into a bar with a steering wheel down his pants, and the bartender says, are you aware that you have a steering wheel down your pants? And he goes, aye, it's been driving me nuts. I actually got a laugh. That was one of the better ones. I had
been driving me nuts. Well played. Well played. I got all of it. I didn't want to get all of it, but I did get all of it. No, just kidding. Well, I did watch it, just not live. Got it. Good. Good, Bod. Good deal. Larry Zonka in the house. Is that the real Larry Zonka, you think? Old running back?
Only if he's come baback from the dead.
Santiago in the house. What's up, dude? Michael Starkey here. K80, get out of here with your Greg Roman nonsense. And Truckwood A with a super chat early on, $1.99. Already sent in a super chat. Says, I'm here, Sam Howell. You were calling for Sam Howell a long time ago, so I'm with you, dude. I'm happy.
He is on the road. Obviously, he's on the road. Safe travels.
Yes, safe travels. Yeah, the trucking. The good old truck drivers. That's good. All right. Well, what do you got today, Dad?
Oh, it's not a whole lot, but I thought it was interesting that, with the whole Hamlin. Did I get that right?
Yep, Damar Hamlin, yep.
Yes. Buffalo Bills had 3 touchdown passes. They had 3 interceptions. The last time they had a kickoff return for a touchdown was 3 seasons ago. They averaged 3-point-something yards a carry, and I think there's a couple other ones I can't think, but I just thought think of right now. But I just thought it was interesting
because Damar Hamlin's number was number 3.
Exactly. So I thought that was, like I said, it was light, but I think it has some.
It's awesome to see that he's out of the hospital now, back home. And it sounds like he's going to make a full recovery. Maybe even play, or he should even play football again. I wonder if he could even play this year. I know his chest has got to be beat up from CPR pretty bad. That might take some while to heal ribs or something like that.
Well, I think we're going to have to, before he plays again, we're going to have to revisit what kind of padding that people wear. But we've had that discussion before. But
yeah,
I don't think he's going to play this year. But I just want to see them go back to full pads for everybody, and the wide receivers can suck it that they can't run as fast with that many pads on. And everybody out there, they got to wear the full pads, just like I did when I played in Pee Wee or City football.
Fair enough. All right, what do you got? All right, I don't know if I've talked about this on the channel. What's going on with your camera? You about to fall over or something?
No, I was giving a drum roll for what you had.
I was like, what is going on? Thought you were having an earthquake in Florida for some reason. It's finally caving. It's finally going into the ocean. There went J-Dubs. No. All right. I know you've played pickleball.
Yes.
And I've played now pickleball a lot. If you haven't heard of what football is, or not football, excuse me. If you haven't heard of football, I don't know why you're here. But if you haven't heard of pickleball, I just want to put it out there, all right? Pickleball is a lot of fun. It's basically a cross between ping pong and tennis, situation. You're on like a tennis court, but it's smaller and it has like a little racket, and you hit with a wiffle ball, and it kind of feels like more like you're hitting a ping pong ball than a tennis ball. Would you agree so
Oh,
far?
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm with
and
you.
it's a much faster paced game. You play 2-on-2. People of all ages can play. Even my dad, he's super old and he plays. No, just kidding.
No, I see what A. Scotty just said.
Uh,
It's like tennis for old people.
it is like tennis
Yeah.
for old people. It is, and because yeah, there's not nearly as much running around or anything, but it's a whole ton. But you got to be careful because you can get hurt in pickleball. Apparently, I don't know if you can see this bruise on my wrist right here.
What are you diving for a shot?
No, so we were playing a weird form of pickleball. It was a 2v1. We only had 3 people at the moment, and you could only play with the person with one only had to cover half the court. So if you didn't hit that half, it was considered out. Well, since me and Gary were on the 2 people side, they were on the one. He kind of cheated over more than usual because we were only playing on the half. So I went for the backhand slam. Well, he was like, "Well, this is my forehand." And so after I hit and won the point, he just smacked the crap out of my hand with his paddle, and it sent like shockwaves down my finger. Like it definitely hurt
So
when he did
wait,
that.
Gary hit your hand?
Yeah, Gary's paddle hit my hand.
Okay, I was going to say it can't be the guy on the other side, or he's in the kitchen,
Yeah,
or
no,
both
yeah.
of you are in the kitchen.
No, it was my teammate, friendly fire, coming down. But anyway, that was my way. I just wanted to bring pickleball to this space. If you haven't, it's growing like crazy. You probably have pickleball, like a club or something in your area, especially if you live anywhere near a city. And it's total chill community. You just go up there, people will teach you how to play. Everybody knows this is basically a new game. It's not like you play basketball and if you're all, how do I dribble or how do I do this? Like people are going to understand that if this is your first time, they'll get you going really quickly. Some people are a little snobby, but that's to be
No,
expected when
there's
you're
some
dealing with
people that
people.
are a-holes out there, but 95% of them are
Mm-hmm.
relaxed. Um, we have open play 3 days a week in the morning, and a couple other times we've gone down there when Gary was down here with Gene. We
Yep.
went down on Thursday night, and there was like 3 or 4 guys playing, and we're like, sure, we'll rotate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really fun sport, and I love what the girl that taught me how to play, that I went with the beginner, she said, sometimes you just have to say nice shot. There is no shot out there worth hurting yourself for, notwithstanding the fact your partner hit you in the wrist.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And yeah, I won't go over any other pickleball injuries, but it is fun. So I just wanted to put it out there as my what do you got this week because I'm
By
now
the
going to
way,
start
Robert,
playing once a week on Saturdays. Like I've committed to it. I'm going to wake up at like 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning to get over there by 8:30 and play pickleball, whether it be in Annapolis, which is like 35-40 minutes away from me, or by Aliso, which is like almost an hour away. I'm gonna go in one of those directions to play
by the way,
pickleball.
I have open pickleball Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. I drive the golf cart over there. It's a mile away.
There you go.
So
Heck yeah.
nice.
That's not the case for me because even if there was a pickleball court a mile away from me, I probably wouldn't want to go there. I don't live in the
Right.
best of neighborhoods. So anyway,
By the way,
what are you gonna do?
Robert, hey, Robert, appreciate it.
Robert said something. I don't need. Oh, what up, dogs? What up, everybody? Yes, and then Scotty agrees. It's a really fun time. And if Scotty's saying so, you got to get yourself out there. But anyway, enough about pickleball. What do you know about pickleball? We're gonna talk about Washington winning another meaningless game. But what'd you
Oh,
think
but
about
you
it?
know
How
what?
was first start? Was it a smart move to win the game? What'd you think about this game?
Well, first of all, I never advocate for throwing a game. I think you play. I've read a lot of things where people were like, Dallas wasn't playing to win. I call BS because they had their starters in through the third quarter. Um, enjoyed the crap out of it. And I would never, ever advocate for anything other than if you can win, win. And it was so fun to dominate. And your aunts went to the game and they were talking about, of course, FedEx Field is the home of the opposing team. And they had so much fun watching Dallas Cowboys fans with such a look of shock on their face. It's happened before, but I enjoyed the crap out of it, and good for them. I think they showed me some things that we'll talk about more in a little bit, but enjoyed the crap out of it, and don't care if it's 16th pick or 14th or 13th. Doesn't matter. Go out and kick butt if you can, and they did.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I feel that, and yes, I do understand the idea. You want to play to win. There was one thing that really irked me, that they actually tried to play to win this game. And what do I mean? I don't care that they won, and I don't care that they tried every single play, but the play calling, they literally got conservative with like a quarter and a half to go and just basically went solely running the football. When you have a rookie quarterback in his first game that you're trying to evaluate going into next season.
Okay, but then, and your Uncle Rob and me were talking, and I said, okay, they need to let the boy loose, and he threw the ball over 60 yards, and Terry McLaurin's caught him in stride. Heineke can't do that. Yes, it was like perfect, and I said to Rob, I said, the boy's got an arm. I think he's a perfect combination of Wentz and Heineke, where he'll run. He knows when to run, picked his perfect spots to run, and he can loft the ball out there, and I feel good about him. So, but you're right. I think that it was conservative. I think Ron Rivera's going, we want to be a run first team. We want to run it 45 times a game, blah, blah, blah. But I think, and again, we can get into this later, but I think Ron's got a method to his madness. I really do.
Okay. My thing is though, okay, but you're trying to evaluate this dude, and he only ended up with 19 throws on the day. Right? And you're already up 20. Okay, you want to win the game. That's fine. You don't want to just give the game back to Dallas or anything like that. I understood that, even though Dallas was never going to take that game anyway, because Dak Prescott was horrible in that game. Just missing things, terribly inaccurate. That's a whole nother story, but he was awful.
Did you hear at the end of the game he was so frustrated he slammed his helmet and it was intercepted?
He spiked his helmet. It was intercepted. That is hilarious.
Oh, it was so fun.
But I would have loved to see the quarter and a half. They literally throw the ball every single play. Just put him in shotgun or under center, whatever. I don't care, and just throw the ball the rest of the game.
But and maybe we should get into this now because we're talking about Washington.
Yeah.
But I was an advocate for Ron needs to go. I have no problem with Scott Turner leaving, but if you look at the team right now, since Ron's been there, I have to say the receiving core is better. The running back core is better. The defense is better. The secondary is better. The linebackers got some problems. The offensive line sucks. So I think he's been building. He's always said it's a process. So I think we've got everything else in line, and we need right now to build an offensive line that can protect the quarterback. So my point being is maybe that's why he didn't want to let Sam Howell loose, because he thought our offensive line sucks. If I put him out there for 40 throws, he might get his, ass kicked. Right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe we let Ron, he's got another year. We let Ron go through the process. This year, we bolster the offensive line. And I think if we do that, and maybe it's the homer in me talking, but I think if we do that, I think we got a badass team if we get an offensive line that can actually protect.
Yeah.
So that's the last. I think that's the last puzzle piece right now that really. I mean, our defense finished top 5.
Hmm.
So I just think we let him follow his process and now get us an offensive line, and I think we're going to be badass. I really do.
Okay.
All
I'm
right, Tim's going
fine.
to rebut me.
No, I'm not really trying to rebut. My only thing is I'm fine with not letting Sam loose. All right. I'm fine with that if you've already made the decision that he's your QB1 going into next year. But now you've basically only had 19 throws, and now you have an out of, oh, we didn't really evaluate him, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, whatever, because for some reason he thought he wasn't ready to play. Can we kill that narrative? Clearly the dude was ready to play.
No, I go back to I don't think he wanted to put him out there with that offensive line. They were horrible.
Yeah, but I think he gave us our best chance to win. And they were trying to win. He's as you said, he's basically a combo of Heineke and Carson. The only thing that would make him quote unquote not perfect in your mind or in my mind compared to what you said, I love him, don't get me wrong. He's really close, is his height. You know, like if he had Carson's height, he would be the quote unquote perfect quarterback at this point. He wouldn't have been a 5th round. He would have been the number 1 overall pick if he was 6'4" or taller or something like that. But he's only maybe 6 foot on a good day. But anyway, if we go out and make another trade, yeah. Well, if we go out and make another trade for a quarterback, a la Jimmy G, a la Derek Carr.
Oh, and all bets are off. I don't think they're drafting a quarterback this year. I really don't.
And Trucker with A, appreciate another super chat. Sam was going to beat everyone out. I just don't understand. It's very frustrating because I said the whole, like when Carson was struggling in that early going, people were like, we got to put Heineke again. We got to put Heineke in. We got to put Heineke in. And I was like, no. I would go with Howe if you're going to put anybody in. Don't waste your time with Heineke, because I think that was one of the biggest wastes of times of all time when you have a guy like Sam Howell behind Carson Wentz. The dude has the moxie that Taylor Heineke has. He's got the mobility. He's got a stronger arm. He's a smart human being.
Did we know that before the Dallas game?
But hold on.
I'm just saying.
They should have, though. They should have. Right? They're the ones watching him every day in practice in all these situations, right? Obviously, I could have known that. I couldn't have known that for sure. But the point is if you played him after week 6, you would find out. But you wasted your time with Heineke, killed your draft position, so we can't go after one of the top quarterbacks anymore. So you killed your draft position with winning close games against bad teams with Heineke, except for the Eagles, of course, when we did beat them. And then instead, you could have played Sam, who could have even given you more chances to win than Heineke, based on what we saw on Sunday. And you would know, maybe he sucked. Maybe by week 10, you're like, this guy's horrible, get him off my team, let's go to Heineke now.
By the way, how many starts did Patrick Mahomes have his rookie season?
1. Yeah.
How many starts did Sam Howell have his rookie season?
1.
So, again, I'm not, and look, maybe he's not the guy. I'm not, Patrick Mahomes is not a huge guy either. He's a playmaker. Yep. But maybe, again, we go back to there's a method to the madness of Ron, which is it's a process. I'm building a team. Right. I'm not going to throw this guy to the dogs. I don't have an offensive line to win a Super Bowl, so I'm going to ease him in. And then in a game that didn't matter, it's like, okay, now you go out there and play. We're only going to have you throw. I'm not going to throw you to the dogs. Again, I don't know. I'm not the, as your Uncle Rob likes to say, I'm a schlub on the couch. I don't know. But again, after this game, I'm thinking we get an offensive line and this team's going to be a contender next year. If we get an offensive line with Sam Howell, with Heineke as a backup, Carson Wentz can go suck, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But with Sam Howell as the starter, Heineke as the backup, and everything else we have, if we can put an offensive line in that's somewhat
Yeah. No, I completely
even
agree with the
decent.
offensive line point. I want to go offensive line first round. I wouldn't even mind offensive line first and second round if they want to go tackle and guard, or a tackle and another center that can basically play. It could be a backup center if Chase goes down again, but he could be starting at guard. I'm 1,000% in agreement with you on offensive line. 100%. My biggest worry, though, is that what we're going to hear is Sam Howell's not ready, and it was just 19 throws. It was this, it was that, and then they make another splash play because Ron's now in do or die mode, right?
Oh, I get it. If
In year four.
If he goes after a quarterback, then all bets are off. And by the
Yeah.
way, Starface, you're exactly right. I'm not saying he needs to be Patrick Mahomes. I wasn't
Right.
caring. All I was saying was Patrick Mahomes had one start his rookie year.
True.
Sam Howell had. I'm not comparing them in any way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
but remember what they did after his rookie year? They traded Alex Smith away and committed to Patrick Mahomes that offseason.
Absolutely.
Committed
And
to
that's
him.
what we have to do. That's
100%.
and look, all my good feelings are based on or hedged on that has to be if they go after a quarterback in the draft, then I say, okay, Ron's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
But if he goes after offensive linemen and gets some top-notch offensive linemen and we get a good offensive line and he's like, Sam Howell's my guy,
Mm-hmm.
then I say, like I said, there was a method to his madness. That's all I'm saying. But you're right. If he goes after a quarterback, then all bets are off. He needs to, be sent off on the riverboat.
Sent off on the riverboat. Somebody said to turn your mic up. I did. Let me know if that sounds better there, Russell. I turned it up on my end, so hopefully it sounds better on there.
Is mine okay?
To me, it's always sounded good, but I don't know. But apparently to them, or to at least Russell, it sounded a little low. So let me know if
Oh, wait.
our mics sound okay.
Wait, all right, hold on.
No, I know. I fixed it on my end. Don't change anything until somebody says something else.
No, but
anyway.
Russell said, Dad, please turn.
Yeah, and I turned your mic up after that. I did. While you were talking, I was turning it up. But anyway,
he's trying to stifle me, just so you know.
Yeah, exactly. James says we hear both of us fine. Cool.
Okay,
Kinsam
good.
CZ should be the new offensive coordinator because Ron is coming back. The worst thing you to do is change the offense from Sam. Continuity is key and need better play calling. I don't know. I'm fine if we go because I think Sam's smart enough to actually handle whatever you throw at him. I really do. He had the second highest Wonderlic score coming out of that draft, behind only the one that the Patriots drafted, Bailey Zappi. I love this dude. I really do. I want to see him go. I want to see him really have a chance to take off. But I sent you a message in the... Did you see that?
Did I?
Yeah, in the StreamYard. But anyway, just read it to yourself. You're fine. But anyway, heck no to Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, I do not want anything to do with Cliff Kingsbury. But unless you have your own thing done. Anyway, I just sent that. But anyway.
No, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So anyway, Sam Howell's going to be a top 10 quarterback. I think he has the potential to be. Definitely think he has the potential to be. But anyway, what's up, Jairus? How you doing? All right. I don't know how much we're going to pay Jeremy Reeves. I know he's a Pro Bowler, but he's only a special teamer. I don't think he should get paid more than like $2 million a year or something like that. But anyway, a lot of people want to know though, and they're asking the question: do you have an opinion on who the new offensive coordinator should be?
No, I've read a lot of different stuff. I don't have any particular. There's no leader or no one that I'm going, oh, we got to get him.
Right.
And look,
Fair.
let me just back up a second.
Mm-hmm.
After this game, I was actually willing to let Scott Turner be here one more year. So maybe I'm just a stupid person that has no idea.
Yeah, no, I was so happy that he's gone. So happy. Super happy. I know Pep Hamilton was that coach for the DC Defenders. I'm not sure if I'm really interested in Pep Hamilton. The one that I think is interesting and realistic would be Matt Nagy from the Chiefs. Right now, he's like the quarterback's coach. He was the former offensive coordinator a while back with Alex Smith and led Alex Smith to have one of his best seasons in Matt Nagy. And I think he was also there with Patrick Mahomes his rookie season, if I remember right. No, he wasn't. 100% was not. So I think he was there with Alex Smith, and then he ended up becoming the head coach in Chicago. Didn't work out there as far as a head coach, but I think he would be a very interesting offensive coordinator that comes from the same tree. They're both former coaches under Andy Reid, Ron Rivera, and Matt Nagy. I think that's somebody that they could have chemistry with, and I think he would be a clear upgrade over a guy like Scott Turner. I don't really want to bring anybody else from up. I mean, I know somebody said Ken Zampese, or I think it was Roger, but I'm not interested, or I don't know. I don't want anybody from the staff. I want to just go a different direction personally, but I don't know. I would love to get Ben Johnson, but he's already a coordinator. We can't take him unless I guess we hire him as another head coach, I guess, and then he's the head coach of the offense. But I don't know why he would want to do that. I think he wants to become his own actual head coach. But go ahead.
So here's a question. Shifting gears slightly. Did you hear that Sean McVay is done in LA because he doesn't want to go through a rebuild? So he's going to step away from the Rams this year. And now I'm not saying we can get him, but let's say theoretically we could get him.
Sean McVay?
Yeah.
100%. I would take him in a heartbeat.
Because did you hear that he said
that? I heard that it's possible, but it didn't happen yet, right?
No, it didn't happen. But he said I'm not in for a long rebuild. They got a long rebuild, and he said I'm not about that. So the word on the street is he's going to step away from the Rams and be available.
Right.
And look,
Mike Shula,
I know
is that Don Shula's son or something? But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I think that the ownership notwithstanding, I can't. If Sean McVay is really going to do that, and if team gets sold, please, the team gets sold. I would have to think that for a lot of coaches, whether it's Sean Payton or Sean McVay, that this team with what they've got has to be kind of intriguing.
Sean Payton, I don't think we can even hire as an offensive coordinator though. Without
no. He would come in as a head coach, no doubt. And Sean McVay wouldn't be an offensive coordinator either. We're talking with either one of those. We're talking about Rivera being gone.
It's not gonna yes, I want Ron Rivera gone, and I would totally. The only thing that I would be worried about with both of those guys, honestly, though, is I don't like how they left their teams. I don't like that they're walking away. So honestly, I love them as coaches. I think they'd be better than Ron, but I don't want to sell out for only one Super Bowl. I don't want to sell out.
Absolutely.
And that's what they do. That's what they do. Saints were in complete cap hell for years and years and years, and they just kept kicking the can. And as soon as it was about to catch up with them, Sean Payton's like, yeah, I'm going to leave. And now you have no cap space. Drew Brees retired. Now you have no quarterback. Now I'm gone, right? Now Sean McVay's basically doing the exact same thing. We're going to kill all the cap space. Also, I'm going to trade away all of your first-round picks, so you have no first-round picks until, 2025 or something like that? And they haven't had a first-round pick since 2017 or something crazy like that, or maybe even earlier, 2015. And they've just completely tanked their teams. Yes, both of them were Super Bowl winning head coaches, but I'm not a fan of that, of how they left it. So I would go a different direction.
And I'm not sure I could say Peyton rode the coattails, but maybe Sean McVay did. And Tone Ho or Tuan, how do you say that?
Just say T-Ho. That's his nickname, T-Ho.
T-Ho. First of all, McVay is not coming in as an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go back to, I don't have a problem with giving Ron the ability to finish building the team. And if he goes after a quarterback, that's screwed up. But if he starts nailing offensive linemen,
I'm worried about that too, though, because the offensive line really became a problem last year because of his picks. Like Trey Turner, Andrew Norwell were guys that he brought in from the Carolina days, and they were supposed to be improvements.
yeah, but he
And
had
they
two
tanked.
offensive. He had two offensive linemen that wanted an ungodly amount of money, and he had to let him go. So he tried to
Right, but do you remember what I said
stopgap.
the show before the draft? What did I say I was going to do in the draft? If it was me,
Oh, who was the guy you were going to draft? I can't remember. Who
no,
it
I don't
was.
care about the specific. I could tell you who the specific person is, but I knew you weren't going to remember that. But we were sitting at pick 11. What did I say? Do you remember what I said I would do?
Trade down and get more picks.
Yep, and take a left tackle.
Yep.
And everybody's like, "No, we need a weapon. No, we don't need offensive linemen. That's stupid. Don't no offensive linemen. No, I would be so mad if we took offensive linemen." By what, week 5, everybody's like, "Oh my god, this offensive line sucks." Like,
Yeah, but you know what? Josh Doxson is pretty damn good. I like having him opposite Terry.
so
I
is
do.
George Pickens, though. That's the guy I wanted in the second round, and he had 800 yards this year and 4 touchdowns, where Jahan had 500 yards and 7 touchdowns. So
Because he didn't have a quarterback that threw to him.
yeah, well, George Pickens didn't have a great quarterback situation either until Kenny Pickett came out late. Because they were like between Mitch Trubisky and rookie Kenny. But anyway, we could go back and forth on that all day. I'll just say this. I don't hate Jahan by any means.
Pittsburgh?
They did not make the playoffs because they were 1 game away, unfortunately, for the Steelers.
Kind of like we were.
Yeah, true. But anyway, the offensive line was horrible. Horrible. I would have done that instead of gone receiver because I still think, man, especially if we got George Pickens. If we had that anyway, I can dream about it all day. Doesn't matter. Point is, I'm with you though, 100%. This has got to be a tackle here. We got pick number 16 again. So last year we were pick 16. Got to go after him. I feel like please do. There are undrafted free agents better than Trey and Norwell. True. Oh, they're so bad. Chris Paul was actually interesting.
Who's not better than Norwell?
Yeah, Chris Paul was interesting. The guy that we drafted in the 7th round last year, he got play time with Andrew Norwell being hurt. And I thought he actually did decent. The one problem that Chris Paul needs to work on this offseason is cardio. By the second half, he really did not look nearly as good in the second half. He looked gassed. And he never played a game before. This is his first game ever, so he's got to get in the gym and get in shape. But anyway.
By the way, before we move on, Michael, I want to respond to that. They screwed the pooch on Trent Williams. No.
Oh, yeah.
They did not. Look, research that story. Charlie Casserly said what Trent Williams did and how the team, that was way overblown. That he went the Redskins medical staff was
negligent.
Yeah, but it wasn't. And you have to go back, if you can find the video of Charlie Casserly talking about what the Redskins did with Trent Williams, and he did not follow their advice and ended up wanting to go somewhere else.
I think that really, don't get me wrong, I think he got scared with that.
Oh, I have no doubt.
With cancer too, but I think it really what came down to is he hated Bruce Allen.
Oh, I agree. It's much the same way as Kirk Cousins was. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, I want a reason to get out, and I'm going to blame. Why should you care what the team you left thinks of you? But no, do some research on what happened with Trent Williams. Particularly Charlie Casserly, and they were like, hey, go get another, we're not specialists in this, go get somebody else, and he didn't do it.
True. Cosme needs to move to left tackle. I want Cosme in at guard. I would literally draft 2 tackles in this draft. A new left and new right tackle, and kick Cosme inside, then you have Chase Rouillet in the middle, and then you have to go free agency to go get a guard. And I would not be mad about that either. So you need one left guard to fill the offensive line with free agency, with 2 drafts of a tackle. Cut Leno, save some money, because Leno sucks. They're not going to do that, though. Yep. Leno will be
By
here.
the way, Bodhisattva, if Kirk Cousins wins the Super Bowl, I will eat my hat. But he did. He went for money. I get it. But he's not winning the Super Bowl.
Eat my hat. Oh, that's too funny.
I'm not really, I'll just drink more vodka. So.
Do you guys really think that Ron Rivera is on a hot seat? Absolutely. 100%. 100%. No, you have to eat Tim's hat. I'll drop a hat off for you. No, just kidding.
Not doing that either.
Cosme needs to move to right guard and free agent left guard. Yeah, that's what I would love. Leno should be off this team, not a backup. He should be cut. You can save like $8 million getting rid of him. Use that $8 million to go get a new left guard. But anyway, all right, what else do we got? So you're cool with winning the game.
Oh, 100%. Oh, my God. It was so enjoyable to be halfway through the fourth quarter going, we got this. When's the last time that's happened?
I do think it was good for the fan base to beat Dallas. I do think that too. Like Dallas specifically, I think that is a smart way to get the fans on your side, because I know I was listening to Redskins review and he did make a good point. A lot of people are going to be happy with Ron right now and want him to stay another year only because he beat Dallas. Because that's like, especially at home with a mostly Dallas crowd at that stadium, because we missed the playoffs and all that stuff. But we did come up with a cool thing. Yeah. All right.
By the way, hold on. I just want to, and Michael, I think, makes a good point.
Okay.
Heard that Snyder wouldn't talk money with Trent as punishment. And, well, he did come out and question the organization. So maybe that might be true. That he was like, oh, you're going to come out and say the medical staff sucked and didn't give me what. So I can't argue with that. That's entirely possible.
Yeah. And Ron saying that he needed to see Trent play first before he paid him a bunch of money. He had missed a bunch of time. And so, I mean, it's different. But anyway, right? I was fine letting him go, full disclosure for my part. Like, I was fine with it. He was like 31, 32 at the time, and I was like, whatever, he can go. Clearly that I was wrong on that one too, because he's been an absolute baller over there in San Francisco, and they paid him like some huge, like $120 million contract or something crazy like that. So the dude's legit, still legit, even at this age.
But okay.
So it was a mistake to try to keep him, or not keep him on my part. But I'm saying Trent wasn't going to play here. Period. Point blank. Period. And that had to do with the last regime, not Ron's regime.
Right.
He just was not. He refused to play here. So.
And I'll just say this. Trent Williams, great player, not arguing, but he's in a pretty good situation. Much like Kirk Cousins, he's on a team that has the number one defense in both passing and rushing, and he's on a pretty good offense, and he's got Kyle Shanahan. So he's in a pretty good spot.
Oh, he's in a great spot. But he's a part of the reason they're a great spot, because he's legit. Like, I can agree with you on Kirk Cousins.
He doesn't play defense.
Kirk can walk for how much he got paid, and I'm with you. I have no problem, zero in it. But if we could have kept Trent, I would have paid him as much money as he wanted, because I want a left tackle so bad right now, and I'm even thinking about paying Orlando Brown, the free agent left tackle from Kansas City. That he's good. Can we pay number 94? True. Real quick. Okay, before we get into, we talked about Scott being fired, and we both agreed that that's fine. And we talked about who we wanted. What are the best and worst parts of this year as a whole? So, what is your favorite moment and lowest moment, or you could do a couple of moments each side, not limiting you to one. But what's some highs and lows of this season for you? To you?
Well, it's funny. You can call this a high or a low because before the season started,
Mm-hmm.
I said I was fine with the offense. I was worried about the defense. I will own it. I said that. Do you remember when I said that at the beginning?
Yep.
Not worried
Mm-hmm.
about the offense. I'm worried about the defense. And damn,
Uh-huh.
if the whole year the defense, and I know they had their low points, but the defense shined and the offense couldn't break 20 very
Mm-hmm.
often. So I have to say that the defense was a bright spot for me. They gelled.
Mm-hmm.
They still
Once we
don't
got rid
blitz
of
enough.
William Jackson.
Yeah. They still don't blitz enough, and they
Mm-hmm.
still play like 25 yards off a receiver on 3rd and 10. I don't get that, but that's I just liked seeing the defense gel, and they played. I know, um, damn, what's his name? 99.
Chase Young.
Thank you. With Jonathan Allen out, they had one of their best defensive showing against the number one offense in the league that was playing for something. So I think that was a bright spot for me to watch the defense sometime take over games, even when the offense was totally inept and kept turning the ball over in their territory.
Not scoring points. Yeah. Very tough to watch sometimes. Yeah, I feel that. Best and worst parts of the season. Uh, let's see. The best part of the season was watching Sam Howell play this last weekend, honestly. But I remember, like, how excited were we, especially after 2 weeks of football, that Carson Wentz might actually be something decent for us. 7 touchdowns. He was like number 3 in touchdowns and number 2 in yards
Oh yeah, the
or something
first
like
two
that.
games. Yes, best choice ever.
Oh, that was a fun 2 weeks basically, except when we got
Yeah.
just 22-0 against Detroit, I guess. But that was a pretty low point as well. But anyway, that was. And then we came back down to earth and we saw why Carson Wentz is absolute trash and should never play football again. Honestly, because he has no clutch gene whatsoever. His luck is negative 86. Like if
He
it,
has no
you've get
heart.
a yeah, exactly. But he also just has no luck either, right? Like Heineke has heart, but he also has a lot of luck.
Yep.
And sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. Right? How many dropped interceptions did Heineke have this year?
Oh,
I think
can't even count.
I think he was like second in turnover worthy plays or something like that. But he's a luck box. So, okay, cool. I'll take it. I'll take a luck box over a guy with zero luck, especially when they're both putting the ball in harm's way like Carson was. Because for a long time, Carson had more interceptions than Heineke up until maybe Heineke's like 8th game, 9th game or
Yeah.
something, and Wentz. So, yeah, at
I just
least
think it's
6.
hard.
Yeah, 25.
Oh, wouldn't go that high.
Yeah,
But no,
exactly.
Heineke had heart, and
Uh-huh.
maybe that breeds good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Wentz just seemed to be listless. Like there was no
Yeah.
emotion, none of the team. I mean, you saw Heineke always had that scowl, right? He was
Mm-hmm.
always looked mad, and the team rallied around him.
Mm-hmm.
And your Aunt Jean said that a lot of players, after they get that knee injury that he got, that his heart wasn't in it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was there for the money. I think when he played in Philadelphia, he had his moments, but as soon as he got that knee injury, it was kind of like, I don't want to get hit. So I'm not.
Yeah, he was not mobile for us at all. He was a statue out there for us. Horrible. Another high. Wait, did I say a high or a low there? I don't remember. But let's go. I'm going another high.
No, you said the high was the Dallas game, the last game. So yes.
Well,
went high.
yeah, I'm gonna do a couple because it's fun because we're going through it.
All right, let me sit back and listen.
The Monday night game against the Eagles.
Oh
How
my God.
exciting and fun was that to take down the last undefeated team again in the last 3 years, right? Because we did it 2 years ago in 2020 against the Steelers.
Yep.
No, they weren't 11-0. They were 9-0 this time. Steelers, I think, were 11-0.
Yeah, and how many times do we
But
run the
9-0.
ball like over 40? Or we had over 40 minutes in possession. They ran the ball.
It was
Just
2-1,
out
over
running them.
2-1 time of possession. It was just a beatdown, and then Rogue Shadow left the channel for he actually just stopped by maybe like this last Sunday when the Eagles officially made the playoffs, I guess. But Rogue Shadow was talking so much stuff in the chat, and then after that game, he disappeared. AWOL. Where did Rogue go?
He ghosted you.
Oh, 100%. He was supposed to. We made a bet. He was like, I had to do something, like say something nice about the Eagles or something, or talk about how the Eagles are better than Washington, like once a stream or something like that. And I was like, all right, well, once a stream, you have to write me a 17-word comment about something nice about Washington. Never got one of those. He just completely left. I'm out of here. But no, that was funny. Anyway. So that was another high. The low for me, the lowest point was when we lost to the Giants. To me, that put the nail in the coffin that we were going to miss the playoffs. I felt like the winner of that game was going to make it, which it did, and the loser was most likely going to be out, especially with our schedule down the stretch. It's funny because I thought we could beat the Browns and we were going to lose to the Cowboys. It ended up being vice versa, but I still didn't see us winning out, or even two of the games I thought was going to be a stretch for us. So that sucked especially considering how the refs just took us out of those two games. Just took us out, right? And it always sucks to lose like that because, you know me, I don't go to the refs all the time, but that one hurt.
No, I know, and I'm not arguing with you. I was more bothered by the tie. Because we got conservative. We played not to lose that game. Mm-hmm. We were in their territory.
Twice, I think, in overtime.
Yeah, I think twice. And we went conservative. And it's like that one and the second game bothered me. Don't get me wrong. But the tie bothered me more. That you were that close to field goal range. You could have won that game. And Ron went conservative.
Oh, it's horrible. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because there's definitely a good argument for both of those being the lowest point, and I don't mind what you're saying at all. But there's also just, I guess, to argue the other side of why the other one's worse. You had 3 weeks because there's that bye week in between to prepare for one team.
Yep. And
you only score 12 points and lose the game 20-12.
They had no energy in that game at all.
But to have Terry McLaurin pointing at the ref, move up, okay? Yeah. He moves up, points at him again, and apparently he said he's good, and then immediately throws the flag anyway for illegal formation on a run up the gut when he is out wide, 7 yards away from the sideline, and you're going to throw that flag that affected the play 0.0 after the dude moved up.
Yep. Oh, I agree.
And then that meme that came out of the Curtis Samuel one, the next play. I don't know if I showed you this meme. They had a dude when he was hanging on.
Oh, and the parachute, they were parachuting.
Oh, no, I didn't see that one, but that's funny too. The one I saw, it was a Christmas card saying sending hugs.
Yeah.
He's hanging on him like drapes. But anyway, so that had to be the lowest point for me.
I will say this. Both plays, they still had to make the 2-point conversion.
Yes.
So that's what I went back to is, both those calls sucked, but it wasn't like that was going to be an extra point. It was a tie game. They still had to make the 2-point conversion, and they probably would have screwed that up anyway. That's why I went back to the tie game where it's like you're tied, you're in their territory. All you have to do is get to the 35. Something like that.
And we just stall at the 45.
Yeah. And they're running the ball let's run it off tackle.
So bad. Another huge highlight I just wanted to mention, and because this is not a pick I liked, and I still don't necessarily like the pick, but I love the dude, and I love what he's become, is Brian Robinson. What an awesome player that we 100%. Found in the third round.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite players on this team. he's already become that in one season. Love watching that dude play. Always falls forward. Tremendous strength and not wanting to give up. He will fight for every single yard he possibly could get.
Well,
I
think,
love it.
to your point, I think he rubbed off on Patterson and what's the other guy's name against
Antonio
Dallas?
Gibson?
No, Gibson was out.
Oh, Jonathan Williams.
Yeah. Both of those were doing the same kind of plays that I think Robinson is rubbing off on the other players in there because they were like digging their heels in and getting 3, 4, 5 extra yards. So I agree with you. He is awesome. He is a hard runner up the middle, but I think he's also a great locker room guy because the other running backs are like, I can't have him show me up, so I'm going to push the line 5 yards too.
All right, before we get into the playoff predictions, and you've already mentioned the offensive line, do you have any other wish list for this offseason? As we go through this, what's your wish list?
Offensive line, you already said. I say linebackers.
Yeah.
And
give me your full list. I'm not saying I'm only getting you one gift. Give me everything. What do you want?
No, I think the defensive line I'm fine with. The offensive line needs work.
Do you want to repay Payne? Do you want to pay Payne?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. But right. I think the defensive line is fine. Everything else on the offense is fine. I went offensive line, and I want linebackers and maybe some secondary help, although the secondary played pretty daggone good. So I have to say my two wish lists are linebackers and offensive line.
Linebackers and offensive line and re-sign Payne.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Definitely O-line for sure. The other one is getting a legit corner somehow. I don't know how you can do that, but whoever you could bring in to be a legit starting corner on the opposite side of Benjamin St. Juste, because I want to cut Kendall Fuller. Personally, he's not worth the money. We could save like $8 million getting rid of him.
Even after his interceptions?
He did have that pick 6, but remember the last week when we actually needed it, he just decided not to tackle Amari Cooper and push him out of bounds and use the sidelines at all. But there's other, like, Kendall Fuller to me is not all that great. He's more of a system corner, and he's okay at best, and I would love to get a new corner for sure. But I don't think he's going anywhere because I think he is a locker room guy. He does what Jack Del Rio says as far like he's coachable, right? I don't mean that in a negative way, by the way, but he's very coachable and he's a good locker room guy, good leader on the defense. So I don't think he's going anywhere, but I would be fine with going. Yeah, Cam Kroll's got to be paid for sure too. Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. Let's review Bodhisattva's comment. We won't have JD McKissick, I assume. And Antonio Gibson will leave us, I'm sure.
Well, Antonio Gibson's under contract for one more season. This was only his 3rd season because he got drafted in 2020. So he had 2020, 2021, 2022. So this will be his 4th year of his rookie deal. So we will have Antonio Gibson for another one. We need a new Lightning to match our Thunder. Yeah, so I'm not desperate for a running back until next year.
We still have Patterson and you said Williams?
Jonathan Williams, Patterson, and then Antonio Gibson will still theoretically all be here. But next year he will leave us. That's fine. And I would wait until next year to fill the running back void. The running back is the easiest position for a young player to step in as a rookie or as a young player and make an impact on the field. Brian Robinson did it. Dameon Pierce did it. Kenneth Walker did it. What other? Breece Hall was phenomenal this year. Al Jahir for Atlanta has been tremendous. I'm sure there's other ones. Oh, Rachaad White has been good in Tampa. There's, I'm sure, other ones that you could go down the list of impressive rookies when they're rookies, and whoever we will get next season will be behind Brian Robinson. So he doesn't even have to come in and be our number one. He would be the guy. Forrest was a beast this year. Forrest at one point earlier was awesome. Derek Forrest, the safety, he was really, really good. He fell off like a ton of bricks the last 4 games of the year when we needed him most. Holy crap, was he bad. He was the cause of the touchdown to George Kittle. He was the cause of the touchdown against the Browns, the one where the guy's just jogging across the field wide open and he just turns upfield and runs into the end zone. That was Derek Forrest completely missing his assignment. Like, there's times where Derek Forrest is just lost in coverage. And it's against San Francisco, he took a horrible angle as the free safety on that 71-yard touchdown run where he's supposed to be the last man of defense. Yeah, he's all of a sudden underneath the blockers somehow, and that's why nobody's there to push Ray McLeod out of bounds. Horrible angle there. Derek Forrest, man, yes, early on he got some interceptions for us. He got some pass deflections. He didn't seem bad early on, and I was quite impressed with his improvement from year 1 into year 2. But man, he fell off. Yeah, he fell off when his running mate Graham Kroll wasn't there. Yeah, he was bad the last couple of weeks. And I was disappointed because I was excited for him. I thought, I was with you guys. I thought, hey, we got another safety. That's huge. Cam Curl and Derek Forrest, and we don't have to draft a safety. But we may still have to consider it. Reeves isn't bad either, yes. Jeremy Reeves with the special teams, and he can play safety. He's okay at safety. He's a backup safety, though. I wouldn't want him playing as a starter. But anyway, what did I miss? About an hour worth of content, DC Gamer. Get ready. Get your popcorn. We'll rehash it right now.
One of the most insightful discussion commentary that you would have ever heard.
Ever imagined. Just go to bed, lay down, start dreaming, and it will not be as good as what just happened here. All right? It just will not be as good. You couldn't dream of having a better stop. But anyway. All right. That was fun. We had nearly an hour talking about the good old Washington Commanders. Always fun. But all right, you ready to get into... We have playoffs, man. We have playoffs.
Are we going to do the whole pick'em or just our Super Bowl picks?
We're gonna do all the games this week. We're not gonna go through the whole thing. We're just gonna do the weeks this game. But then I also want to know your Super Bowl pick as well. So you don't have to pick like all the rounds. If you want to throw it in there, that's fine. But look at the matchups here, and we will just pick these games. And then who do you have going to the Super Bowl and winning it?
All right. Well, I have 49ers beating the Seahawks.
49ers beating the Seahawks. Me too. I'm in with that. Yep.
Bills beat the Dolphins.
Bills beat the Dolphins. I can buy in. I'm in. Yep.
Jaguars Chargers game is going to be tough. I think I might have to go to the Chargers, although I really like the Jaguars. Because Doug Peterson is a really good coach. But Chargers just light up the field with the passing game. So I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I have Chargers as well. So we're toe for toe for now.
I hate rooting for or picking the Vikings. But
then don't.
All right, I'm going to go with the Giants.
There you go. Why not? I'm going
with
the
the
Vikings, but you can go with the
Giants. Here, he set the line out and went, all right, Bengals are going to beat the Ravens.
I'm in.
Lamar Jackson is not back. I know they were talking about it maybe. I would really like to see the Cowboys lose, but I think they beat the Buccaneers.
I got the Bucs.
I know. I want to pick the Bucs. You know what? I'll switch the pick because the Cowboys, I think they're reeling right now. And I think Dak Prescott, look, he's got a lot of tools, but he makes terrible decisions. Like the interception for a touchdown. He threw the same pass twice.
Twice in a row!
And
Unbelievable! Doesn't it make you think the NFL's rigged? It's like, Kendall, you dropped that one? Okay, let's do it again.
Well,
Take 2.
Kendall dropped it because he slipped and fell and he couldn't make the catch. So he's like, let me do that again. And he's like, oh, really? Okay, I'm going to cut this.
Jags are smacking LA. Interesting. All right.
I can't argue with that either. I feel really good about, what's his name? Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence too, yeah. Trevor Lawrence, and that's an actually interesting point. I want to mention too. That now that you mentioned that, there's a few quarterbacks that are going to be in the in the playoffs for the first time in their careers. I don't think Tua had been in it. I know Trevor Lawrence's first time. You have Justin Herbert with his first time in the playoffs. You have Tom Brady with it. No, I'm just kidding. Daniel Jones in the first time him playing in the playoffs. Geno Smith, first time he's playing in the playoffs. Of course, Dak, Kirk. Oh, Brock Purdy, first time him playing in the playoffs, rookie with the Niners. And then Jalen Hurts, I think, played in the playoffs last year. And then, of course, you have Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Whoever's starting for the Ravens is going to probably be their first time in the playoffs. But yeah, so quite a few first-timer quarterbacks.
I think we stop with the picks right here because next week we get to talk about the divisional. Mm-hmm. So
who's your Super Bowl?
Let's review. Huh?
Review who we had?
Yeah, we're not going to do anything beyond this. Not Super Bowl, anything. We got that next week to talk about. But I say the 49ers.
All right, I'm in.
The Bills.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm switching to the Buccaneers because I'm jumping on yours. I got the Giants. You got the Vikings.
Uh-huh.
And then
I got the Chargers. Do you want to switch? Do you want to switch to the Jags? You like your Jags?
You know what? I'll go with the Jags.
All right, there you go. You got the Jags. I got the Chargers. All right, there it is. All right,
Are you making notes, or do we have to remember this? Oh, we got the recording to remember this. So
yeah, we're good.
But we're not doing Super Bowl predictions. We have time. We have to have something to talk about next week.
No. I'm not. I don't want to do every. I'm just curious, like who. I want to do this once a week, so I actually do want to do just Super Bowl though. Who's your two teams in the Super Bowl?
49ers and the Bengals.
49ers and the Bengals. I like that Super Bowl. I think that's a pretty good one. I have the Bills and the Bucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Tom Brady makes a rebound.
Yeah. Shocks the world.
You heard that, everybody.
Honestly, the reason I'm sticking with that is because that was my preseason Super Bowl prediction. And since it's still alive, I'm going to ride it until it's dead.
You know what? I think the one thing... Wait a minute. Our division rivals could win a Super Bowl. Sorry, I got the...
Yeah, the Super Chat. 499 Abdullah. Hey, Tim, how scared are you that one of our division rivals could win the Super Bowl? You want to answer that? Or I can answer it too.
But... I'm not scared at all. They're in. We're not.
I think the only one that has a legit chance is Philly.
Yeah, but you know what they said last week that who'd they play? I'm sorry, who'd they play last week?
Philly? They played the Giants.
Yeah, and they won by 6.
Uh-huh.
With the Giants playing nobody.
Yeah. I'm not guaranteeing it. I have the Bucks in the Super Bowl, so...
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Philadelphia had something to play for. The Giants had nothing to play for. The Giants played all their scrubs, and still Philadelphia only won by 6. So what does that mean? I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know what it means either. It's weird. The NFL is weird. Divisional games are weird, man. You never really can predict what's going on in their minds a lot, or in those games, because weird things happen in divisional games. Like the Lions taking down the Packers again, second time this year. They swept the Packers. How many people prior to the season had the Lions sweeping the Packers?
Not me.
Oh, man.
But I will say, when the Redskins play a divisional team and they play nobody, they get their asses lit up because...
I wonder, do you remember who you picked for the division winners? I think I did actually decent. I picked the Chiefs, I picked the Bills, I picked the Bengals. I did not pick the Jaguars, I picked the Titans, so I almost got that one. I picked...
Oh, you're going to have to go back and review.
I picked the Eagles.
I picked the Bills.
I picked the Rams in this one, so that was way off. The Rams stunk this year. I picked the Vikings, and I picked the Bucks. So I think I got 6 out of 8 division winners prior to the season.
Hey, you can't say Redskins. I'm sorry, Michael. Redskins, 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 Redskins.
Yeah. I'm telling with another super chat.
I
I hope
know he's
Ron.
being funny. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No, you're good. Hey, I thank you for another super chat. I hope Ron goes aggressive in free agency. How he does determines how we address the draft. I want the Eagles type of offense or offseason. I actually don't disagree with this at all, except I don't want to trade my picks. But as far as if somebody's a free agent and we want to spend some big money this year, a la Daron Payne, but a la Orlando Brown, the left tackle from the Chiefs, who's only 27 years old and rated pretty high throughout. Like, if we want to go ahead and throw 23 million at him or something like that, and really go after it with our money, I wouldn't trade picks unless you're getting somebody that's really game changing, and I don't know who that would be off the top of my head. We'd have to look more into that. But yes, aggressiveness this year, instead of going bottom of the barrel, actually start spending some money to try to make a push next year with Sam Howell and basically make that Eagles leap. Because remember, last year, Jalen Hurts, going into this year, everybody said he couldn't do it. Except for Eagles fans. But everybody outside of the Eagles fans was like, Jalen Hurts can't throw. Jalen Hurts ain't it. Jalen Hurts not that. Blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, he was on MVP
Dr.
candidate.
Pig, you're hilarious.
Oh, he's the GOAT. Is now public enemy number one, next to
I
Major
said
Tutty.
Redskins too many times.
Dr. Pig at war with Major Tutty. Major Tutty doesn't even realize it.
I'm signing up to be at Major War with
Major
Commander Tutty. Oh,
Tootie.
Major Tutty. I told
We're starting a petition. We're at war with Tootie.
I told you that whatever Dan Snyder and the organization could do to screw this up, they delivered in flying colors. All right, anyway.
All right, who are we starting with on Weddle?
Let's see. Who have we not picked on? How about Patterson?
Jarrett Patterson? All right, let's do it.
Yeah. He started this week. I always try to give...
Wow. You gave me nothing. Nothing. We're going to go the exact opposite now. We're going Josh Allen. We got a small dude, right?
Yeah.
Right. You told me a small dude that was a running back. But he's relatively
Josh
low
Allen
number.
is
Actually,
not small.
No, we're not going Josh Allen. We're gonna go with Jared Cook. Not Cook. What's his name? Gerald Everett. That's what I meant to say. Gerald Everett.
Yeah, that's
so we got a big dude, tall, with a high number. Actually, he might be a low number. Crap. Oh, well, he is a low number. He changed it. Jerk. All right, whatever. I try to get like tall, old, high number, tight end in the opposite conference. I try to go the exact opposite. But anyway, all we got is the AFC West. So we don't have the Chargers, so let's go with Patrick Mahomes. All right, we do have a QB, but not this, so I guess let's go with Russell Wilson. We're just going to keep going through until... Okay, there it is.
Wow.
Easy enough.
Pulled Russell Wilson out.
Yep.
All right, hold on. I have my reference thing. Hold on.
Ooh.
Where is...
This is decent. Jalen Hurts got better because of Tom House, QB coach. I had his name wrong the other day. Called him Sam, but it's Tom House. Yeah, and I love the Eagles coach. Nick Sirianni. I think Nick Sirianni is a very good coach, but that's just me. Who are we starting with, Dad? I was just giving you time to come up with a guy. I'm watching this.
Chase Young.
Okay.
We haven't... He was out all year. We didn't...
All right, Chase Young. We got a 23-year-old, so young guy in the NFC, but not the East. A 6'3" or a 6'4" dude. Number 99 doesn't help us at all. But we have all right, maybe an offensive lineman. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's see. who's a young offensive lineman? Let's go with Deontay Brown. All right. We're in the NFC South. It's not a guard, but it is an offensive player. We're 6'3" tall in the NFC South. Who's 6'3" in the South on offense? We could also go a receiver though.
NFC South.
Oh, what about? No, he's not 6'3". He's like 6'4". Let's see. We got different directions we can go in here. Just thinking it through. Let's go with Marshall.
So NFC South.
Marshall. No, he's only 6'2". That's annoying. Oh wait, I forgot. Why did I forget that I already said Carolina? That's annoying. Okay, so it's not. Just to let you know, if you really didn't know it was not Carolina, it's not Carolina now. All right. Let's see.
No, I'm thinking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. Oh, what about Luke Godke? Oh, not Luke. It's not Tampa Bay. So it could be it's not a guard. Oh, it needs to be a center or a. All right, or it could be also a tight end, actually. Kyle Pitts? It could be Kyle Pitts. Nope, can't be. All right, it's on Atlanta. So it's a center or a tackle. Crap, I don't remember their center.
Oh, it's good because I don't either.
Or their tackle. It's one of their centers or tackles. K13, what up, dude? No, Tim. Tom House doesn't work
Chuma?
for any NFL
what about
team.
Chuma?
He's an independent coach. Oh, I got you. Chuma? Chuma Daga? Well, it's a good guess. It's not a tackle, so who's their center?
Wait, 6'5"? What's the height?
Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. What about Ritter? Why was I assuming it's an offensive lineman? It was Desmond Ritter. I don't know why I was assuming that.
I don't know why you were assuming anything.
I need to tell you something very important. Sounds good. As you shouldn't. Yeah. Tim, TCU let me down. Lol. Yeah, TCU let you down a little bit. They did not quite cover that game. But another Weddle in the books. Did you watch that national championship game at all yesterday?
I did not.
So you have no idea anything about the game.
College doesn't really do it for me.
That's fine. No, I'm not hating on you. Okay, take a guess. This is the national championship game. Take a guess what halftime was.
The score? 47-19.
Honestly, almost perfect on the differential. How many points is that? 28? Is that 28?
47-19, yeah.
It was 38-7. It was 31 point differential. 38-7.
I figured the way you were talking about it that one team's...
Yeah. And the final score ended up being 65-7.
That's kind of like your senior day.
Wow, that hurt. That is a dagger in the back.
I felt so bad.
Dare you, Greta Thunberg? How dare you?
However, I would be wrong because you missed the extra point. But no, that was such a fun time being up there. But it was like your coach really was like.
No, it was bad, and it's fine. I'm completely kidding. That's hilarious. You should have came for my last game though. We won that game off the top ropes.
Well,
yeah,
the suplex.
Yeah, coming for souls. Come and get them.
I don't know if anybody in the chat's going to recognize Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
He always came off the top rope and did this flying eagle thing in Capital Wrestling way, way back when. I'm thinking Bodhisattva might remember him, but maybe not. Or
that is funny.
Roger probably remembers him too.
No, I fumbled that day. It was a rough day. It was my only fumble in my career.
Oh, I
It
felt
was
so bad. I
it was
felt
good.
so bad for you because the guy hit your funny bone.
Yeah,
You
he
had the
hit me
first down.
perfect. Caught
You
it for
had
a
the
first
first
down and hit me
down, and then
perfect.
came over, and then the ball just came out. And I watched you on the sideline. I felt so bad.
Yeah, it was pretty
I
brutal.
wanted to climb over the ropes, but security would have probably wrestled me to the ground.
You live and you learn. You live and you learn.
You do.
Moral or a character building there, right? But no, it's fun. All right.
We'll
He
go
was
with
a
that.
former Polynesian cliff diver, if you didn't know, apparently.
Oh, wow. So there are people that know him.
Wait, was he? Or is it this Ivan Putski guy? I don't know. The chat's getting out of the hand. You guys are in timeout. No, just kidding. But no, it was a lot of fun. It was a good show. And Weddle went well. Not really, because I forgot. Oh, wait, it could be a quarterback. But anyway, playoff games. We're going to be doing all the playoff games. Somebody asked earlier if J-Dubs would
Jim
do
Dugan. I know you. Sorry.
Hacksaw Jim Dugan. There you go.
Remember
The
him all
Polish
too
Hammer.
well.
Yeah, they were talking about
Yep.
wrestling a couple of streams ago, and it was going way over my head. I'm not a wrestling guy. But somebody asked if you would want to do the play-by-play with me for some of the playoff games or one of the playoff games. You don't have to.
Me?
It's up to you. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll do that.
The
Why, they
play-by-play
care
with me?
about what I think?
I guess so. You can just give me a
So
lot of
Michael
crap,
started
as
you.
usual.
Man.
It's up to you, though.
No, we'll set something up. I'm in.
I'm literally going to. I bet Tim's going to get demonetized because he calls them the Redskins. Yeah, exactly. Tim knows nothing about the fine arts of wrestling. Wrestling. I am a complete noob in the wrestling community for sure.
The Sheik of Iran.
Y'all remember Leaping
Iran.
Lanny Poffo?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, jeez.
Iran, #1, USA. That's what the Sheik of Iran used to do.
The Sheik of Iran.
There was let me see who else I can think of.
I'm about to leave. You guys can just keep. No, I'm just kidding.
The Grand Wizard was, and Classy Freddie Blassie were managers. Eddie Gilbert was the champion, and then he got his neck broke because I heard he pissed off Vince McMahon. What about the Slim Jim guy?
7-Eleven pizza. That's what I ate for lunch.
Randy Savage, Tony Atlas, Ric Flair.
The
That's
Iron
another
Sheik.
good one.
The Minnesota
Yes.
Wrecking Crew. Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah.
I knew that one. $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Macho Man.
Oh, yeah. Diabasi.
Which guy? I'm going to learn way more about these offensive linemen and stuff throughout the next coming weeks. On Tuesday nights, I'm planning on doing a film session instead of obviously the Washington games. That won't be a Washington game. We're going to start hopping in to film sessions of college players as a group. We're going to start looking into them and see what we think about different people. And yeah, for sure.
But
Anyway.
seriously, Tim, talk to me. We'll set up a time. We'll do a game cast together.
You talk to me when you don't have any sake in you. Just kidding. No, it'll be fun.
Really?
Anyway, alrighty. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Just hop in the Discord. Link in the description to hop in the Discord. Come talk some football with us. Last but not least, there are donation links in the description below. If you feel so kind, you could donate to the channel, or you could become a channel member by hitting that join button next to the subscribe, or the first link in the description. 99 cents a month could help grow the channel and also get you some cool emojis in the channel. Tim, how much do you weigh? Way too much. Thanks for the question. A lot. I'm about 300. 300. But I'm out of here on that note. Any last words there, J-Dubs?
No. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Great time, as always. Great comments. We'll see you next week.
And until next time, see ya!